Welcome once again to Live with Shatufa. Tino Machakaire sparks fire in Zanu, clashes with Obert Mpofu and Paradza over dictatorship. I think you still remember in the past days, we've been hearing and seeing a letter that was making rounds, a letter that was supposedly written by Tino Machakaire, where he was reshuffling the leadership of the Zanu PF youth. This letter really made quite a lot of rounds. We also had people commenting about it. One of the people that really commented, and I saw his comment, was Xavier Kasukure, and he was saying that this is now a circus in ZANU-PF. Dr. Mzembi also commented. I also saw Kudza MTC, who happens to be Murakashi of ZANU-PF, also saying that the youth league must sit in one room and iron out their issues. Fetan also, ZANU-PF Murakash, also commented the same, also saying that a lot needs to be fixed within the youth league. So it's like there are clashes within the youth league there over factional wars. These are factional wars with Tino Machakaire wanting now to go overboard. He is now, going above the constitution of ZANU-PF. He has no mandate and he has no right to shuffle or to remove people from positions. I think he's getting drunk with power. He's now beginning to behave like his father, Mnangagwa, who thinks that he just because he's the Minister of Youth, he has the power to even intervene in ZANU-PF structures of youth and things like that without going through the process that he has to go through, maybe elective congress or conference or something like that. So it has really caused clashes, and we've seen people like Obert Mpofu coming out also talking about it and calling him out of order. Paradza also, John Paradza also, who happens to deputize Tino Machakaire, he said to have been going against his boss, and that has caused quite a lot of fights within ZANU-PF. And it's all about factions. It's all about factionalism. This guy wants to impress Mnangagwa at all costs. So he wants to unconstitutionally remove people that he thinks are against the agenda, especially the 2030 agenda. This is all about the 2030 agenda. This is all the fight, and that is happening within ZANU-PF. Right? There is quite a long write, which I'm not going to read all of it from the news hawks, who say Tino Machakaire, the ZANU-PF Youth League leader, finds himself in a precarious position after making arbitrary and contentious changes to the Youth League executive. His actions have sparked fierce criticism and discontent among ordinary and senior party members, leading to the backlash against him from within the Youth League and across the party. Standing strongly against Machakaire within the Youth League is Deputy Secretary John Paradza, who has attempted to reverse the directive from his boss. ZANU-PF Secretary for Administration, Secretary General Obert Mpofu, has described the move as unconstitutional and undemocratic, saying this should not happen in future. Reacting to the growing internal opposition to his leadership, Machakaire on 9 December announced a shock reshuffle of the National Executive Council without prior consultation. In my capacity as Secretary of Youth Affairs, and I have made following adjustment in the departmental leadership of the National Youth League Executive Council. Through that action, Tsungai Makumbe was removed. What? They explained quite a lot of reshuffles that happened there. Machakaire claimed the changes are essential for driving the Youth League go in line with President Mnangagwa's Vision 2030. These adjustments enhance the fulfillment of the Youth League's constitutional obligation and execution of National Conference resolutions. Can you see that this is exactly the same thing that we're talking about? That is all about Mnangagwa. It's all about the 2030 agenda. And this indicates that there is discontent, there is a disagreement, there is disunity when it comes to the issue of the 2030. But Tino Machakaire, these are the real drivers of the 2030 agenda. So anyone who might want to sound like they are against it, they will meet the X quickly, even if it means breaking the rules to do it. But unfortunately, Now it is now causing quite a lot of talk, with him now being called out of order and being told that he is being unconstitutional. And we don't know what he's going to be doing, because his letter was already out there and he has already stamped it and declared that this is the status quo. But with John Paradza, who happened also to be supporting Machakaire in the past, and now going against him, we don't know what is going to be happening later on. Whether Mnangagwa is going to also intervene in this issue, since it favors him. We know always anything that favors Mnangagwa, he is to intervene in it. He has to intervene, siding with those that he knows that they are speaking on his behalf. And this is destroying ZANU-PF quite big time. Many people in ZANU-PF are beginning to see that there are now some secret cows in ZANU-PF, people that can do what they want and nobody challenges them. And Mnangagwa thinks that in the process is holding on to power, is making himself more powerful, but no, he is not. He's making himself weaker, because more and more people become disgruntled within the party. And next time that they need to unite, that's where you will find that some other people will be pulling in their own direction. That is why you find that, like I said in the past, ZANU-PF will not be able to keep its secrets anymore, because now they are so much divided. There is division everywhere. There's a group on one side and a group on the other. And that on its own is a blow to ZANU-PF unity, and they cannot pull together in one direction. That's where some will want to expose what others are doing. Then they will be taking out information, giving it out to the public domain, and that causes ZANU-PF to be in a more compromised situation, in a more precarious situation, which will lead eventually to the downfall of Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF. So this is what it is. Factional wars really are again beginning to take center stage, especially after Mnangagwa began to, try to resurrect the issues of the bombing at Bulawayo White City Stadium. You still remember we did a show talking about these things, and after that, we are now beginning to see that the fights that looked like they'd subsided are now beginning again to arise, and it's going to be very interesting what we are seeing happening in ZANU-PF. Otherwise, all that we are saying is, let us continue to fight, put pressure on them. The more divided they are, the weaker they are. Let's continue to put pressure. Let's continue to expose ZANU-PF, as well as also praying for Zimbabwe, knowing that freedom is coming and our God is in it. Freedom is not far from us. Let's not tire. This is the time to pull up our socks and fight harder, for it is going to happen. God watching and God with us. Thank you so much, family, for joining me on the show. We shall be meeting in the upcoming shows tomorrow. Remain blessed and shalom.